Have you ever felt like it's your job to fix everyone's problems? Like you're always the one holding people together, even when you're falling apart inside? If yes, this story is for you. Because sometimes... This is the story of a man named George. George was known as the good guy, the one everyone went to when they needed help. A friend lost his job, George would help him find another. A neighbor's car broke down, George was there, fixing it till midnight. Someone crying over heartbreak, George would stay up, listening, comforting, giving advice. People loved him. He felt proud of being the helper. It gave him purpose, made him feel needed. But deep down, George was tired. He didn't realize that while he was busy fixing everyone else's lives, his own life was quietly falling apart. George worked as a technician in a small town. He wasn't rich, but he was kind. And everyone knew that if you ever needed a favor, George was your guy. His phone never stopped buzzing. "George, can you fix my Wi-Fi? George, can you drop me to the station? George, I'm having a bad day. Can we talk?" And no matter how exhausted he was, he always said yes, because saying no made him feel guilty. He believed that being a good person meant always being available. But that belief slowly became his trap. One day, George got a call from his friend Liam. Liam was in trouble. Again. He'd borrowed money from people and couldn't pay it back. He begged George for help. George had already helped him twice before. Each time, Liam promised to change, but he never did. This time, George didn't have enough savings. He'd been trying to repair his old car, pay rent, and take care of his mother's medical bills. Still, he said yes. He took out what little he had and gave it to Liam. Days passed, weeks turned into months. Liam stopped answering calls, and George's landlord started knocking at his door, demanding rent. One day, George got a call from his friend Liam. Liam was in trouble. Again. He'd borrowed money from people and couldn't pay it back. He begged George for help. George had already helped him twice before. Each time, Liam promised to change, but he never did. This time, George didn't have enough savings. He'd been trying to repair his old car, pay rent, and take care of his mother's medical bills. Still, he said yes. He took out what little he had and gave it to Liam. Days passed, weeks turned into months. Liam stopped answering calls, and George's landlord started knocking at his door, demanding rent. At that moment, his mother knocked on the door. She saw his tired face and quietly sat beside him. She didn't say much, just held his hand and said, "Son, you can't heal the world if you're bleeding yourself." Those words broke something inside him, but they also set him free. That night, George realized something powerful. He wasn't being kind, he was being afraid. Afraid that if he stopped helping people, they would stop loving him. Afraid that saying no made him selfish. But kindness isn't about breaking yourself to keep others whole. It's about knowing your limits and respecting them. He started to change, slowly, quietly. When a friend asked for money again, he said, "I'm sorry, I can't this time." It felt strange, but also peaceful. When a coworker tried to dump their problems on him, he gently said, "I understand you're going through a lot, but I'm not in the right space to help right now." At first, people were shocked. Some even called him different. But George didn't argue, because he finally understood you can't save people who don't want to save themselves. Months later, George's life looked different. He was still kind, still caring, but wiser. He spent more time with his mother. He fixed his car, started saving money, and focused on his dreams again. He still helped people, but not at the cost of his own peace. And one evening, as he watched the sunset from his porch, he thought, I used to think love meant always saying yes. Now I know real love sometimes means saying no. He learned that peace doesn't come from fixing others. It comes from fixing the part of you that always feels responsible for them. So if you're like George, always the strong one, the helper, because sometimes the best way to help others is to stop rescuing them and start respecting yourself.